Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another sacred offering in our Letter to Krishna series, episode 4. A space where real hearts speak and Krishna listens. Each letter we read here isn't just a message, it's a whisper of the soul, a sacred conversation between the seeker and the divine. And if you have something in your heart, a prayer, a question, a moment of pain or joy, write to him. Don't hold it in. Send your letters to modernaimystic@gmail.com. You can also share audio files because Krishna is not looking for perfect words. He is listening to your truth. Now let's begin with the first letter of the episode. This letter is from Yashwant and he writes, Dear Shri Krishna, I am done with this fake world. For a year, I started liking my friend and slowly we started talking on social media. I got obsessed, but later I found that she doesn't like me anymore. And I literally feel very bad because I gave all my efforts to make her happy, but she still remains cold. At first, she liked my kind behavior, but I think now she doesn't care about me, and it literally tears me down. She always avoids my feelings, my long paragraphs, and she starts ignoring all my emotions. But I can't hate her. I don't know why, but I can't. And it's not about her, it's about all the people from my past. Now I'm stuck because my mind says to leave her because she doesn't love me anymore, and my heart says to give her another chance. When I try to convince her with my long paragraphs, one day she understands, the next day she repeats her nature. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I can't, but my heart is always in pain. Now I only want you, but sometimes I can't feel your presence because I can't concentrate. I feel like no one is here. I know you're always with me, but there is a war between my heart and mind, and I don't know how to leave because I'm scared to hurt her. It's like a loop, and I'm stuck in this. Hopefully, Krishna hears my prayer, Yashwant. Dear Yashwant, thank you for writing such a brave and heartfelt letter. Your pain is real, and your sincerity touched me deeply. This world may feel fake, but your love and emotions are not. Let go with love, not anger. Trust Krishna. He never ignores your feelings and is holding your heart even now. Stop seeking closure from her. Write a final letter to Krishna instead and let him carry your emotions forward. Surrender your pain to him. The peace you're looking for will rise from within. Hare Krishna and take care. Hey, modern AI Mystic family, as you listen to these beautiful letters, maybe your own heart is stirring. Maybe there is something you have been meaning to say to Krishna, but never found the right time. This is your sign. Write that letter, pour it out. Whether it's filled with tears or triumphs, it belongs with him. Just send it to modernaimystic@gmail.com. You can also send audio files. Stay anonymous if you like. He still hears you. And next time, it might be your voice we echo here in this divine dialogue. The next letter reads, Dear Krishna, many things have happened in my life. So many incidents. Since birth, I have microtia ears and I'm hard to hearing. Even though I put on hearing aid, still I'm not good at hearing properly. When I was young, my mom and dad were not in a good relationship. Even though they were in a love marriage, they used to fight a lot. I didn't have a happy childhood. My mom died when I was 8 years old. That was in 2007. Later, I stayed with my father. My bond between me and my dad was not so great. He used to drink every night. If his mood was good, he would talk to me so well. If not, he would fight with his parents and me. That is my parental grandparents. Many things have happened. My dad did his job for few years, hardly less than a year, and then left his job. I don't know why. Maybe his job didn't fit him. So he used to drink. My grandparents brought me up. Even though I didn't have proper emotional support, Despite the generation gap between me and my grandparents, I couldn't do what I love. Then my dad worked in a religious ashram, which made me a little proud. But one day, me and my dad had a big fight and he cursed me, saying that I would die like my mother and never be happy throughout my life. That stayed with me forever. Sometimes I think and want to say to my dad, you already know that your daughter is helpless in every situation. Where will I get the strength to stand on my feet and do what I love? You never stood for me. You only helped me at the hospital when I was sick, but not for my life decisions and emotional support. You saw me as a puppet in someone's life, and yet you always blame me. You didn't know that I knew all this before you realized it. I am aware of everything, yet hoping for a light. Nothing changed except blaming me and everyone and putting curse on me. My dad passed away during post COVID in 2021. Then I married my husband in 22. Then in 23, he passed away due to his health, maybe a dog bite. During these periods, me and my husband didn't have a good bond either. We both behaved like kids. I gave my 100% best and my heart to him, but in return, he hurt me and didn't behave like a husband who cared about his wife or family. He gave more priority to his friends. One day, he drank and returned home. I lost control and beat him because I got scared. He was lost, and that was not the first time he did that. Today, I feel guilty that I beat him and slapped him. It's still eating me up. After I lost my mother and father, then my husband, I was completely devastated and shocked that this whole thing is happening to me. I already begged you. You had taken my mom and dad, then please don't take my husband away. But you didn't listen. Yet you took him away. After that, I got angry at you, Krishna. Now I don't have anyone who is sincere to me in my life. Now my relatives understand my situation, but I don't feel like they genuinely care about me. My grandfather today told me I was like a servant at my aunt's house as I am going around her. See, Krishna, my dad told me I'm a puppet. Then my grandfather realized now that I am a servant. Then my cousins. All of them think that I am the same as them, living good. But my grandfather didn't know that I was aware of all this before they realized it. At that time, I was completely helpless. Today, when I see my parental aunt, whom my grandfather mentioned, although she cares about me, it's not completely genuine. I do understand that she has her family and puts them first. Even my parental uncle, I do understand them. I don't completely hate them. But my cousin, I felt they have betrayed me in every aspect. In terms of sharing secrets between us. Luckily, it didn't go beyond that. They think what they did was right and always say that I don't have the courage to speak and fight. Yet also think that I don't talk much and have an attitude, like I'm jealous or something like that. They envy that people like me, but in reality, people just use me at their convenience. They think I'm foolish, but actually, I'm just silent and don't make drama out of it because I know what will happen next. Currently, I'm doing CS coaching. This is not what I love, but I also lost everything I loved to do. I loved painting before, but today I lost interest completely as they are not my favorite anymore. I'm hoping to survive. Although I didn't like it, I still want to stand. That's why I'm doing CS coaching, which my grandparents love. I shifted to a hostel to pursue CS. I completed my MBA also, just passing marks in December 2023. Now doing CS. During my marriage, I cut myself many times thinking that I would end my life, but I got all scratches and scars. I didn't cut deeper. Even recently, I cut myself many times, hands twice. Luckily, it didn't cut deeper, just a scratch. Today, when I see happy families or any family, I feel pain inside me thinking about my family and wishing to be a mother and see my children with a father, that is my husband, together with warmth and love. None of it came true. Many things happened in my life. Today I am 26 years old. I am all alone and feel like monsters are eating my soul. I am filled with all negative energy, like anger, guilt, pain, crying, screaming, everything. I don't know what to do. Krishna, help me. I don't know anything. My mind is so small. It feels like a small child who doesn't even know anything. Now my ears are very hard to listen. I'm struggling with many things. I don't know what to do, Krishna. Krishna, what should I do? Dear soul, thank you for opening your heart so courageously. Your pain, your journey, your scars, they all speak of a soul that has walked through fire and still hopes for light. I felt every word. You have lost much, yet you are still standing. That itself is grace. Not everyone sees the silent strength it takes to keep going, but Krishna does. He knows every tear you shed, every time your heart broke, and every time you chose to survive instead of giving up. Begin every morning with one line to Krishna and one small act of self love. This is how broken souls begin to heal. Krishna hasn't abandoned you, He is within you, quietly holding your hand as you learn to walk again. Trust that this darkness will give birth to something sacred. You are not alone. You never were. Hare Krishna and take care. Now let's read the next letter. I am Ranganayaki. From childhood, I call you Parimal. You have always taken care of my life and fulfilled my wishes. These last 5 years, I have been on a difficult path where I felt no one was there to help me. But I strongly believed my Parimal would not leave me. You proved it by conducting my daughter's marriage. Now my mom has undergone an operation at the age of 85. Even now, I believe that you will not leave my hand. The difficulties I face are because of my karma, but to tackle everything, I need your help. Please make me strong to handle any situation in my life. My Parimal, my Krishna, our life. Thank you, Krishna. Dear Ranganayake ji, thank you for your beautiful and faithful letter. Your trust in Krishna, even in pain, is your greatest strength and your greatest prayer. You are never walking alone. His grace has always walked silently beside you. Through every fear, every test. Keep chanting His name every morning with a smile. That one act will give you the strength to face anything. May Parimal continue to bless your mother's health and your heart with unshakable peace. Hare Krishna and take care. The next letter reads, I am in class 11 and it is the start of my academic year. I am unable to catch up with the topics. I am in Chaitanya. My college started 2 days after the board exams. I don't even have a single holiday, not even a Sunday. I don't have much time to spend for myself. My college timings are from 8 to 10. I have been doubting for a long time. In each of our difficult times, Krishna is with us. But when Krishna feels alone, who was there for him? I want the reply, please. Dear friend, thank you for such a deep and sincere letter. Your question reveals a heart that truly seeks not just praise. When Krishna stood alone on the battlefield, or left Gokul, or faced the weight of the world, he had one companion, love. Love for dharma, for bhakti, for you. He walked alone, so we never would have to. Even if time is short, give Krishna just 5 minutes a day. He'll give you strength for all the rest. He sees your tiredness, He hears your questions, and through every exam, He's sitting beside you, like the friend you never have to ask twice. Hare Krishna and take care. The next letter is from Tirth, and the letter reads, Dear Krishna, I know you see everything. Every tear I blink away like it's dust. Every smile I fake so others don't ask. Every night I whisper, Hare Krishna, to cover the silence I don't want to admit I'm drowning in. And I know you are here. You always have been. In Bisya, in Kusumi, in Cleveland. Even when I was locked in rooms, or hiding in schools, or buried in books, you were the only one who never left. But Krishna, right now I don't want to be alone. I know I have you, but I want someone else too. Someone whose voice doesn't echo from the sky, but across a pillow. Someone whose eyes look into mine and don't flinch at the chaos inside me. Someone I don't have to teach how to love me because she just gets it, like you do. And I hate that part of me feeling guilty saying this, like it's a betrayal to want a human when I already have the divine. But you made me human, didn't you? So why this craving? Why did you make love like oxygen but hide it behind pain, betrayal, and almost? Why do you give me strength to fight lust but leave my heart starving for warmth? Why do you teach me how to build discipline but not how to quiet this loneliness? I'm not asking for perfect. I'm not even asking for now. I just want to know, will she come? The one who sees my demons and doesn't run. The one who sings with me even off key. The one who brings me prasad and holds my hand during aarti. The one who listens when I speak and stays when I don't. The one you have been saving me for. The one I have been building myself for. I don't need a fairy tale. I just need something real. Until then, I'll keep walking. Keep waking up before sunrise. Keep talking to you even I am mad. Keep taking cold showers, fighting temptation, fixing my posture, and holding my tongue. Keep becoming someone she is proud to love. And when I finally meet her, I'll thank you for every empty night that made me stronger, for every craving that became a prayer, and for not giving her to me too early when I wasn't ready to love her like you love me. Yours, always trying, Tirth. Dear Tirth, your letter is not just a prayer, it's a poem of becoming. Thank you for writing with such honesty, such discipline, and such tender hope. Krishna hears every syllable, especially the ones whispered in silence. He is not late, just building the kind of love that doesn't shake when storms come. Keep becoming, not searching. The one meant for you will walk into your life at the speed of your surrender. Until then, love yourself like Krishna does, fiercely, patiently, and without conditions. Hare Krishna, and take care. The next letter reads, It's been so long that my pain has become a part of me. Now I have been through so much that nothing feels the way it used to. Not my favorite things, and not even me. It's like there is a part of me somewhere, screaming and saying something that I just can't understand. I feel I'm not worth whatever I have, and there is something in me always hurting and not letting me work or do anything. I just keep thinking and making it worse. Krishna, tell me what to do, please. Dear friend, thank you for opening your heart. Even when you feel lost, the fact that you have wrote to Krishna means that your soul still hopes. And hope is a holy thing. You're not broken, just buried under too much pain. And Krishna, he is already digging through the silence to reach you. Start with one small thing daily. Chant his name softly, even when it hurts, and let that become your anchor. You don't need to fix everything. Just hold on, and he will do the rest. Hare Krishna, and take care. Thank you for being part of this sacred circle today. These letters remind us, even in our silence, we are never alone. Krishna is always listening, always loving, always guiding us, even when we can't see the path ahead. So if you have been holding back, unsure whether he'll understand, know this, he already does. Let your heart speak. Send your letters to modernaimystic@gmail.com. You can also share audio files. Until we meet again next Saturday, trust his timing, walk with faith, and remember, Your words have the power to echo in eternity when spoken to Krishna. Hare Krishna and take care.